Welcome to our daily Forex market analysis, and this is for trading on September 26, 2019. Just a quick disclaimer here before we get started. This is for educational purposes only. Trading is a risky business, so please be careful with your money. As usual, we'll start off by taking a look at our calendar here. In terms of the news here today, not a whole lot. We did have crude oil inventories, but other than that, not much. Coming up here on Thursday, we have Bank of Japan Governor Kuroda speaking here. We also have final GDP numbers from the US, as well as the trade balance numbers here. Trade balance numbers are important because especially with the trade wars and the concerns regarding trade. So if we see there's a bigger negative number here than what's forecasted here, we could see a drop in the US dollar. We also have ECB President Draghi as well as Bank of England Governor Carney speaking. So 3 central bankers speaking tomorrow. Again, we just need to pay attention to their commentary. And actually, we also have 2 FOMC members here as well. So the Fed members are also important. Again, just looking for the commentary in order to see what the monetary policy stance is from the different banks and if anything has changed in regards to their stance. So let's go on to our charts now. As usual, we'll start off by taking a look at our euro dollar here. So as we had talked about, euro had been trading in a range for some time. Now we are at the bottom of that range. We are almost into the target that we had looked at yesterday here. So a bias here is bearish now. So we have a nice bearish engulfing candle now. The thing to keep in mind, though, is we are coming into a strong support here. This is where price had stalled 2 times previously here. And if you were to zoom out, we'll see that there is a big zone here as well where price was going sideways. So price tends to have or tends to struggle at the same point. So with this one here, we have to be careful. So bias is to the downside here, but I would suggest, excuse me, I would suggest being careful here because if it does not go through the bottom, it could go back up here, just like it did twice previously here. So that would be the concern, but bias is bearish. This is the type of move I would look for. So we're looking for a breakdown or a breakout to the downside out of this range. However, it is not guaranteed that it will happen, so we have to be very, very cautious. So bias still stays bearish, pullback level 1.0970-ish area, or it could go a little higher here as well. So watch out for that. So 2 pullback levels I would look at, 1.0970 and then 1.0980-ish area. So bias is to the downside. Next target is 1.0850. So bearish bias here for euro dollar. Pound dollar here, price has finally moved through the support level. This was also trading sideways. And now we have a nice bearish candle close here. So bias is bearish. I would look for a bit of a pullback here. We could get a pullback all the way into 1.2420, which is the previous support and resistance level, or right into this level, which is 1.2385-ish level. So for now, I would mark those 2 levels as potential pullback levels, either into these pins here or higher into that candle. So 1.2380 or 1.2420, those 2 levels there. But bearish bias, first target is 1.2280. And then second target is 1.2220. So bearish bias here as well. And the move I would expect would be something like this. So bearish bias for pound dollar. Aussie dollar here, we have had a nice bearish engulfing candle close. Price went into this previous resistance level here, could not go through, and then we have seen this drop. So now I'm looking for that continuation of the previous trend here. So trend was to the downside, we had a pullback, and now I'm looking for a further drop back into this support level here. So bias is bearish here, and in terms of the target 0.6680, and in terms of pullback, we could get a pullback into 0.6780, and then a further drop here. So bias is bearish, target is 0.6680. New Zealand dollar here, this one as well. We have seen a price drop here. We had talked about this support resistance level here. It tried to go through, couldn't quite hold above. So we saw this reversal here. So now bias is bearish. Now we could get a pullback back into this level 0.6300, and then a potential drop from there. So keep an eye on this area here, but looking for price to drop further. So bias is to the downside, and we are looking for a drop here. Target is 0.6200 would be the target to the downside here for New Zealand dollar. Dollar CAD here, this one has been going sideways. This one's still trading in this range. It hasn't been able to break the support level. We did have a nice bearish candle close, but this one has moved back up. So now this is the range that this one is trading in. It could go higher, but I think this one could be range bound a little bit longer here. So now I'm looking for a price to come back into 1.3230 here, but essentially looking for it to go sideways until such time that we either see a break of today's candle, in which case we would aim for the high, actual high of the range there, and then a 1.3350 will be the second target. So in this case, if it goes through the high, then I'm looking for 1.3320 and 1.3350. However, otherwise, I'm looking for price to come back into the support level. And if it breaks down here, then I would look for a continuation to the downside. For now, though, my bias is neutral. I'm just looking for this one to go sideways, and we have to wait for it to show us the direction it wants to go in. So neutral bias here for dollar CAD. Let's take a look at commodities. Silver, we had talked about this level here. So the resistance level, 2 days, price didn't break it, third time didn't break it either. So a big drop here. Bias is bearish now. Looking for price to come lower here towards 1740. Bearish bias for silver. In terms of our pullback, we could get a pullback right into that level. So keep an eye on 18.20. Bias is bearish though. Target is 17.40, the bottom of this candle. Gold here, gold dropped as well, big drop in gold. Now looking for a further move to the downside here, so bearish bias for gold as well. I would look for a pullback into 1515 potentially, and then a drop back into the support level at 1485. So bias is bearish for gold as well. Oil, yesterday we were looking for a drop. We got that drop, but price has pushed higher from that. So at this point, bias is neutral. We do have some bearishness in this candle, so I will look for a retest of either 56 or 55.50 level. And if price holds above either one of these levels, so first 56, if it holds above, then we're looking for price to go back higher into 57.50. So we could see price kind of turn back up here, and we are into a bit of a uptrend line here. So watch out for that. Price could just come in here and then turn around. For now, though, bias is neutral for oil. I will look for a retest, and if it doesn't break, move higher. Copper is going sideways here as well. Twice here, price has rejected this 2.54 level. Now it's stuck here. I will look for it to go towards the high here of the range, 2.60. And if it stays below that level, then we could see price kind of do one of these. So for now, neutral bias looking for 2.60. Bitcoin is going sideways here, still maintaining that bearish bias. Today's candle is neutral though. Overall bias is bearish. So with this one, what I would look for is a retest of today's high. And if it stays below that level, then we could see a drop further. But today's a bias will be neutral because this could get sideways here. It could start going sideways like it did for a long period of time over here. So neutral bias overall, though, it's bearish, and next target would be 7500 for Bitcoin. S&P 500, this one has pulled back higher, but we are into this resistance level, support resistance level. If price stays below 29.87, then I will look for price to drop back towards this pin here towards 29.50. So right now bias is neutral, and I will look for a retest of the low here. Now, should it break through high here, if it breaks through today's high, then we could see price go all the way up here towards 30.20. But right now, if it just stays below 29.90, then I'm looking for a drop here towards 29.50. So bias is neutral for S&P 500. DAX, the same thing here. Even though we have a bullish candle close, this one is neutral as well, because this could just be a pullback for a further drop. So with this one, again, what I'm looking for here is if price stays below 78.20 level, then we could see price drop further. So bias here is neutral. First target would be 76.80. Second target here would be 76.40. Now, should it go through the high from today, then I will look for it to go towards 79.50. Then it can go excuse me, then it will go higher because buyers will shift towards bullish here. Neutral bias for now. DAX here, neutral bias again. Yesterday we were looking for a drop. We did get that drop, but then price has pushed back higher again. So it rejected this level, which means we could see price go higher. But again, we are into this resistance level here at 12,300. If it doesn't go through, we could see a drop. And if it goes through this level, I would look for price to go towards the top of this level here at 12,500. For now, bias is neutral for DAX. FTSE here as well, same thing. We did get that drop in all the equities, but then price has pushed back here. So with this one here, again, price is into support and resistance level here. And if it stays below 73.15, we're likely to see a drop, something like this. But should it go through, I will look for a move back into the high here at 73.75. So for now, bias is neutral for FTSE as well. For our Nikkei here, Nikkei's into resistance. Again, we have a bullish candle close. Price has rejected this level 3-4 times here now, but we are into resistance. If price does not hold above 22,100, then we could see a drop here. Price could come down. But for now, if it breaks through, I'm looking for 22,250. So for now, bias is neutral. So basically, I will look for price to go towards the high of the range here if it breaks today's high. So neutral bias for Nikkei as well. All right, so that's all for today. Have a great trading day tomorrow, and I will see you again tomorrow. Bye for now.